All right, we're going to continue our series on the religious vote. We're going to be talking about the Jewish vote with leaders from the Republican Jewish Coalition in a few minutes. But first, we're going to focus on the Mormon vote. The majority members of the Church of Latter-day Saints are in Utah, with over 2 million members making up to close to 70% of the entire state's population. Mormons make up also a small percentage of the voters in battleground states like Arizona and Nevada, but have enough of a voice there to swing those states in November. Joining us now is Bruce Hough, who is Utah's National Committee man to the Republican National Committee. Bruce, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Sean. Great to be with you again today. Hey, just real quick style note in the beginning here. It's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and Mormon is one of those nicknames given to us by others. We would prefer to be called members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints or Latter-day Saints.
I sit corrected. Thank you for educating me. This is why we do these segments.
Great. It's education time.
That's right. You learn a lot in the show. Bruce, so Democrats are starting to make the case that they think they have a shot in Utah. Evan McMullin was a third-party candidate, did very well in Utah last time. And Biden supporters, according to at least one article out there in Salt Lake City, think that they are going to gain ground in Utah. Can you just dispel Democrats of the notion that they have any shot of picking up Utah in the presidential election?
Yeah, first of all, remember 2016 with Evan McMullin, all you knew about Donald Trump was what you saw on TV and what you heard from the media, and it was not friendly voices. So all you heard was what was given to you. Now you have 4 years of record, and so you're not going to see the same issues of members of the church moving away from the Republican Party or the Republican candidate, not like you did 4 years ago.
You know, Bruce, Senator Romney has not been the biggest fan of the president, as we all know. But how much of a sway is that going to have on the LDS community specifically and Utah?
Well, I don't think much. Look, the president has a record now. You know, Senator Romney, who's a good friend, he has disagreed with the president on certain things. I didn't agree with him on his impeachment vote, but I also, and it's part of the discussion today, is people of the same faith and of faith can come to different conclusions, and we should respect each other's differences when we do come to different conclusions, notwithstanding the fact that we may be of the same faith. It's
funny how, like, Romney has gone from being on the outside. I think his statement today about the court has made him a hero again. So, you know,
well, yeah, and let's face it, today, and here's the thing, he used good, rational judgment on how he came to that conclusion today. And I respect his decision because I don't believe it was political at all. I think it was based on good rational judgment, and it was the right decision. It is the right decision. Yeah. But we don't give up in the fourth quarter of a basketball game. It's ridiculous to think that we would do so.
So let me talk about the members of the Church of Latter-day Saints in beyond Utah. In Nevada, they make up 6% of that state, and right now, according to current polls, Biden is leading Trump by 46-42. Let's call it, pretty much close to the margin of error, dead even. How big of a decisive factor is that vote going to be in a state in Nevada, and how much should the Trump campaign focus on members of your church there?
Well, you mentioned Nevada, and I would say that it's in a very important part of the vote in Nevada, and Arizona is even more critical. I mean, Arizona has really become a swing state, and the members of the church in that state have a very significant role to play in who will become the president of the United States. I can't really overemphasize how important Arizona is going to be in this race. Yeah.
So I think you're absolutely right. But then how does the Trump campaign go at that? We've been talking about the Jewish vote and the Catholic vote, and we'll continue on the rest of the week. But when it comes to members of your church, what should the campaign be doing to really make inroads and make sure that they understand why Trump is a better choice than Biden?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's two issues here. There are many people in the church who, like me, cringe on occasion when the president tweets or says something, just like many of the staff have, right? And so those become sort of wedge points in their support. what I would just say to members of the church or any people of faith and anyone is you have to look at the record.
Yeah.
If you start to look at what the president has accomplished in the last 3.5 years, it is extraordinary. If you go through the preamble of the Constitution and you look at what it is that the government is supposed to be engaged in, he has checked every single box. He has not gone outside the parameters of what federalism is about. He's allowed the states to do their job, but has offered assistance when it comes to pandemic and when it comes to civil unrest. He has, when it comes to justice, he's the one who got the incredible criminal justice reform, which literally hasn't been done under any president for a generation. So and then you look at just the critical aspect of courts, and this has been maybe the most pro-life president that we've had in recent memory.
And how important is that issue to members of the church? Is that, it's funny because we talk about how Catholics have, I like to say, church-going Catholics and cafeteria Catholics. Is there a break within the LDS community in terms of how the vote breaks down?
No, I think, you can talk about devout members of the church. I think life is an extraordinarily important part of our DNA. We believe that all mankind are God. We believe that there are brothers and sisters, and we believe in the sanctity of life. And that is just a critical part of what we believe. And it's funny because a lot of people have said, the pundits have said, oh, look, it's Donald Trump's party now. Look, the party's gone over to Donald Trump. I would argue the opposite. Other than foreign excursions with military, I would say that in most cases that President Trump has moved to the platform of the Republican Party.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
And life, by the way, is a big part of that.
Bruce, thank you for sharing us the insight into the church, educating us on how to properly refer to everybody, and making the show even better. Thank you. I look forward to having you back soon.
Hey, thanks. Take care. And don't forget to watch tonight, Dancing with the Stars.
I know. Big kickoff tonight, first vote. All right, coming up, we're going to switch our focus to the Jewish vote. We're going to find out what needs to be done. We're going to have two leaders of the Republican Jewish Coalition on to discuss that.